I think Austin going out with Owens the way he did, I don't think he'll come back for another. I don't think he'd want to. I don't know what a CM Punk Steve Austin match even looks like right now. Doesn't even look good. Austin brawling because he kind of has to, just like when he broke his neck, he was a different wrestler. For those that don't know Austin, like pre-97, that dude could work. Not that he couldn't after. It was a different style. But I mean, like, technically sound. And he was precise. His stuff was on the button. It looked good all the time. I mean, he could work and work and work. When he became, he broke his neck, he couldn't do that stuff anymore. So he was a brawler. And by the way, it fit his character perfectly. The match he had with Owens, he's working in his 316 shirt and his jorts. He brawls. It's great. They're all in. I point that should be, I see people have these seminars and all that stuff. I'll give you a piece of that Kevin Owens show that main evented WrestleMania on that first night in Dallas. Sit down and do the chair, blah, blah, blah. Kevin throws out the challenge. And Austin sits back and he just does this. And 70, whatever the hell, thousand people lose their mind. Because he knows what's going to happen. But he's milking it. And literally a 45-degree head turn gets the crowd up. Because he's looking for their opinion. Should he wrestle Kevin Owens? Hell yeah, he should. And he just does one of these. And he turns back, and they all come up. And I went, and I'm going to sound like an old, crusty wrestling guy. That is a masterclass of professional wrestling. Not a bump, not a punch, not a kick. He just took his time and checked with the crowd. And that is being able to control the crowd and putting it in the palm of your hand. That's what Austin did. And then they throw all the stuff out of the ring and the crowd starts to come up more. And you know it's going to go. And they ring that bell and it goes nuts. Like, I remember how cool it sounded at Grand Slam a couple years ago when Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson, when they got in there and everybody knew how hyped this match was. It'll never happen. It happened. And they rang that bell. And that crowd at Arthur Ashe Stadium comes up. I mean, you can't ask for a better atmosphere than that. And I remember thinking, like, look at Austin. He knows what they're going to do. And I had heard stories of how much he was working out. Like, everybody knew it would end up being a match. But his ability to control the crowd in that very moment. A crowd at the end of the night had seen a lot. That's the night Cody came back. That's Becky and Bianca. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened on that night. And it wasn't a 4 or 5 hour show, but a lot of stuff had happened. That crowd had been up and down and hit the Bianca Becky match and the pageantry and the entrances and Rollins. And I mean, oh my goodness. And there's Austin and Kevin Owens doing an interview segment to lead to a match. And they build it and they build it. Boom. And then they just brawl. And I remember Austin taking that suplex on the outside. And it was so great because we were standing hard cam side. So the ring's in front of us here. So the cameras are shooting behind us. But, the hard cam, obviously they're filling a lot of seats. But if there's any seats that you don't fill, you put them on the hard cam side because you don't shoot that. Like in NXT, what you see, this here is like 2 rows and a wall. There's no real fans here. That's all the tech stuff. And that's where they shoot. That's fine. So I'm on the hard cam side at AT&T Stadium. And it's the end of the night. Anybody who was working there that could have come out to watch that match did. The amount of people that were in Gorilla watching that match, just to be around it, was unbelievable. And every spot meant something in the style. Oh, man. I'm going to tell more about that one day. But I think about that and go, how does Punk top that with Steve? How does Steve top that? How much of a reason was that he didn't come in and show up at this year's WrestleMania? I truly believe he got the call. If they called if you're going to bring all those other people back, they definitely asked Austin. This was the new era. Vince is gone. It's Triple H. Bring out Bruce. Let's all celebrate. Ding dong, the king is dead, or whatever. He's in our past. You make every phone call you can. You wanted a Rock Austin face-off. Sure, Taker choke slamming Rock was cool. Austin hitting the stunner on the Rock. It's the only way that would have been better. People say it would have overshadowed Cody, but I don't give a shit. Cody would have been fine. You hit every big theme music you could think of. Boom, boom. And everybody thought there would be some kind of Avengers ending. And there was a thought that Austin would come out and be able to counteract the Rock. I had a whole story when I worked there based on that, of how Austin should have been the one that Cody talked to put himself back in the main event, and not revealed until very later on in that story. Austin should, Cody, I talked to some guys and this is what I would have, it should have been revealed that he talked to Austin. There was a video that Austin put up on his social media where he got like this Easter egg basket and it had the broken skulls in there, and it felt so forced. Like there's not forced, but something else is going on here. This is not just a commercial. My conspiracy theory is Cody was the one who sent him that. And I know other people have said that too. I know this is not just me. And I that's when I worked through the Cody should say he talked to Austin. And what Austin said to any wrestler up and coming or what, if you don't want to be in the main event of WrestleMania, if you don't want to be the WWE champion, you're not in this business for the right reason. That's exactly the speech he would have given to Cody. You don't give up your spot for anybody. You certainly don't give it up for Rock. He's been there before. What the hell did he do to earn it this year? You did that. But they didn't go there. Hey, this is Matt Camp. Thanks for checking out one of our recent clips from the Wrestling Mat. Why is someone so close to The Rock kind of throwing Cody under the bus?
Yeah, a lot of people won't engage with Jim Cornette. I did, just because I have a mark for Jim Cornette.
Please subscribe right now. Hit the like and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I think you should listen to your TV partners. Let me tell you about WWE and a little insight. More subscribers means more content. And make sure you follow us on social media at WrestlingMat23 on both Twitter and Instagram.